Jessica Lucas.
Can you start off by just describing your character
Okay.
Start at the beginning.
Yeah. I play Skye. She's a research assistant on the fictional show Cult. She comes from a journalist father, so I think she's very inquisitive by nature, and she starts to notice that weird things are happening on the show, and wants more answers about these fans and this obsession that they seem to have with the show. Jeff comes along, his brother has kind of gone missing as part of being a fan of the show, and I think she uses him as a way to confirm her suspicions, and that's kind of her journey.
Do you immediately understand? Because a lot of people are kind of confused by the whole show. Did you get it straight away?
You know what? I think it's easier to understand when you watch it. I think it's very hard to explain, but I don't find it confusing when it's put in front of you. And to be honest, for shows like this that are mystery based and are suspenseful, I think the more complex they are, the better. There's so many layers to the show, and there's going to be so many directions and different people and characters to follow. I think that's a good thing.
And you were discussing Jeff, the character Jeff. The fact that your character Skye works in the show, do you think that's going to hinder his search for his brother?
Hinder it?
Yeah, or affect it?
No, I think if anything that will probably be a help, because I sort of have unlimited resources in being able to help him on his search.
And are there going to be romantic entanglements between your character and that one?
I assume so. I think the idea is to play that out for a while. I don't know if there's ever plans to have us actually come together. But I assume that's yeah.
Speaking about the fact that you work for the show, is there a possibility that maybe your character may turn out to be like an inside spy in terms of...
I don't know. This is the thing, is I know very little, obviously, about where they're planning to go. I think that it's true. She comes off quite ambiguous in the pilot. You're not really sure her motivations. I guess she could go either way, and that's really exciting for me as an actress to play, because I don't know. It's good.
So with all the mysteries in the show, when you're reading it, are you just saying to yourself, well, alright, what snaps off? And do you go to people and you're like, what? Okay, what snaps off? And do they tell you? Or are they just like, no? And then you're like, well, I quit, right? I said, you should just say that.
I quit. If you don't give me information, I quit.
Why won't you tell me what snaps off? And then,
I find it just as interesting.
I don't know. You're lying.
Come on.
You want to know. You're just like, tell me what snaps off.
No, honestly, I don't think I've asked properly, because I understand that there's only certain things that I'm supposed to know as an actress to be able to do my job, so I don't know. I just leave that up to him, and I deal with what's given to me.
That was lovely.
Yeah.
And
I promise.
How much are we going to learn in the first season about the mystery man that started the cult?
You mean on the show? You mean Billy Grimm?
Yeah.
The character or the actor?
Oh, that's a good question. The character. Yeah.
The character. Good question. I don't know. I mean, I think as much as possible. I'm actually really curious to know what it is about the show that has everybody so obsessed, and why it's so enigmatic. I think there has to be something deeper to that. I think the show is probably a front for something. That's just my theory. I'm curious.
Has there ever been a TV show that you've been obsessed with?
I was just talking about this. Lost. I was a huge Lost fan. I watched every single episode. I was on the edge of my seat. I loved it. Shh, don't tell anybody.
How many scripts have you gotten so far?
We saw the pilot.
Just the pilot, that's
nothing
it.
else. So you know nothing else?
Okay.
Yes, I know nothing.
All right, so you haven't even started shooting.
No, we start in about 3 weeks. So hopefully a first draft soon-ish.
How much do they tell you when you first sign up for a show like this?
Nothing. I mean, when I read the script, I just thought it was really interesting. I thought it was really unique, like nothing I'd ever seen before. I had no idea if it would work or come together, but that was exciting. You want something challenging, and you either go big or go home, So I just read it, really loved it, and met with Robbie and Len and Josh, and read for them. I was on board from the get-go. I really wanted to do it.
sounds like you guys know an awful lot about your character for having shot nothing.
I know.
Because most of the time when you talk to someone that has started something, they know nothing.
Well, I think it's important as an actor to create your own backstory, even if there's nothing there. I mean, there really is not a lot there for us to know, and they don't want to tell us a lot. So you have to kind of come up with some things. But is any of it relevant to really tell you? No, because I don't know if my character is actually going in any of the directions that I'm in.
What okay.
What do you think is going to be the draw for people to watch it? Because I mean, remember I was talking about how serialized shows with big mysteries have a really tough go of it.
Yeah.
What do you think is actually going to be like the big draw?
Well, I think it's a very specific kind of audience that likes these sorts of shows, but I hope it's the characters and the complexity and just the mystery that compels people to come back. I mean, you want to know what happens. If you watch the first episode, you want to know what happens. So I hope that's
So what is it about this role that challenges you?
Well, I think there's a certain style to it. I think what's really cool about the show too is there's a very different style between the fictional show and the real show, and we spent a lot of time talking to Jason about what that is. So Sky and Jeff's role is very real and contained. We talked about keeping everything very small and contained. I think that was very challenging, not to be over the top.
I think we're being wound up.
She's right in there. Right in there.
Thank
Okay,
you.
nice to meet you guys.